ladies and gentlemen, welcome to you. Recording from the Jobbing Arena here in Glendale, Arizona. Tucker Barone alongside Jason Miller and Art Matzo as we have a battle between two Titans as the Cienega Bobcats and the Saguaro Sabercats face off in the Division II semifinals. The winner of this goes on to the championship on Saturday.
Big pressure, big lights, Jobbing.com Arena, and a tough matchup here. Destiny saves it out to Trey, and Gabby's trying to calm things down a little bit. A lot of jitters early pregame here. The Saguaro Sabercats, the number 10 seed coming in, defending state champions under their coach, Chris Young. The Cats have had a glorious season. They want to extend it one more game to get to that title game.
Well, in the way, Jason, they got great players from Saguaro. Although they don't score much, it's very distributed evenly. They have a senior, junior, senior, so the team's kind of young, but not really. But they do have some experience on this team, the Sabercats do.
Naomi Reyes just missed the layup there. Now the Cats trying to run their offense. And there's Gabby with a layup to get the Cats on the board here. Her first basket of the day. And what a game she had on Tuesday, scoring 17 points, including 4 3-pointers for the Cienega Bobcats. So there's Gabby getting active early and trying to keep things cool. She is a senior, one of 2 on this Bobcat team. Casey Rarick is a player to watch out for, as is number 33, Jelani Huma. And there's Naomi Reyes from downtown, so an early 3 here from Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi actually has 10 3-points out of 24 on the season, 29% three-point shooter. So that's something we need to keep an eye out for with the full court press there from Saguaro. Easy layup for
Naomi Reyes. So Naomi Reyes is a senior. She's one of 3 captains on this Sabercat team. An early turnover there. Now you see the pressure here being applied by Saguaro, kind of full court here. Kelaiah under some pressure, weaving through traffic. And Gabby now on the left wing. And the Bobcats will reset their offense. Destiny Richardson too strong on the jump shot. Rebounded by Kayla Mullen, a junior for the Sabercats. There's Trey Clay with her first steal of the game. She had 6 last game.
Now the Bobcats really have to keep an eye out here. Saguaro's playing very fast kind of basketball. They're doing full court press. They're trying to cause trouble for the Bobcats. So all the Bobcats need to do is to remain composed, and they can really get through this game. And then again, they're not strangers from being down before, as they were down by, I think, 12 points against Cibola, but they came back, and you know what? They had a 10-point deficit against them. So, these Bobcats, initially, they might be a little rusty, especially from the long drive up here. But, as the game goes on, just keep an eye out for their playmakers.
Nisi off on the shot. Destiny with a rebound. And then it's a jump ball here, possession arrow favoring the Sabercats. So Casey Rarick in there, one of the 3 captains that they have, a triumvirate of captains from Saguaro. And I see the Bobcats here picking up the defensive intensity here. Broken easily. Kayla Mullen in the paint, took a step, and she is called for the traveling violation.
Now that's something that they can't really make mistakes here. Those easy turnovers that they give up, that's an extra point opportunity for the Cats or for the Sabercats to get points. And last game, we saw a lot of missed opportunity from the Bobcats turning over the ball from fouls, turning the ball over from crazy passes. So that's something the Bobcats need to be very efficient with, their passing. So that way they can score more points every time.
Sabercats, their starting 5, Casey Rarick, Naomi Reyes, number 30. Number 32 is Kylie Davis. Number 3 is Jelani Huma. And number 34 is Kayla Mullen. They have 3 seniors and a pair of juniors out on the floor. Shot is off the mark. Gabby the rebound, and a foul called here. It's Kayla Mullen going over the back for the Sabercats. That's their first personal foul. Team foul number 1. First foul of the game. 4:14 left, first quarter. Sabercats up 5-2.
I can tell you this right now, Jason. It's going to be a fast-paced game. Usually for basketball games, they're more drawn out and long, but I can guarantee you there's going to be so much action in this game that this quarter is going to go by like that.
Gabby with plenty of time to set it for the 3, off the mark. Trey Clay there for the rebound. She gets it out to Destiny in the corner, and here's Nisi trying to generate offense on side. You can see that pressure there. The SaberCats do generate a lot of steals. It's been a sloppy affair here early. Kelaiah outside for three. Kapow! Well, Kelaiah had a stretch against Cibola in the previous game where she hit a 2 inside the arc and a 3-pointer at a critical time for them. There she is from outside on the 3-pointer.
And this is the kind of game where you, as a player and as a team, you want to wear some big pants. Scottsdale Saguaro isn't new to this kind of environment. They're not new to these kind of games. The Cats are. And that could be a reflection of their sloppy play, and you see how superb play by the SaberCats. They got clean passes, they got clean execution of their plays, and the Cats just look a little shaky. They look a little panicked with their movements.
Now, of course not, because they're the defending Division II champions, so obviously victory's on their mind to really take this game away and become repeat champions.
Okay, boys, let me ask you a quick question here. I know we have a foul called moments ago against Trey Clay. That's her first. There was a foul before that committed by a Cienega Bobcat player. Did you guys see who that was?
Unfortunately,
against?
I did not.
No.
Okay, that's okay. Ariana Roach has subbed in for the Cats. And in the lane there, it was Jelani Huma. She's their second leading scorer, averaging 11.5 points a game. So her first basket, she's a junior guard, is Jelani. Bobcats a little bit discombobulated here. Extra pass, Ariana Roach from the corner. Short on the 3, rebounded by Kylie Davis. And a jump ball possession here. Bobcats have to scrap here. You see a little bit of scrappiness in them early and a lot of fight. This is going to be a tough game, tougher than the last game for sure.
These are the kind of games that while you're running your conditioning in practice, you run one more sprint or you take one more free throw practice shot. These are the times that it actually shows who actually put in more work for these kind of games.
2:37 first quarter, Saguaro up 7-5.
Saguaro's playing them man-to-man kind of defense here. That's going to be crucial. They want to make sure that, the Bobcats don't have any outside shots, which right there, they failed to have a person right there on
Ariana Roach. So Ariana from the corner, that's a big boost for them. Bobcats take the lead 8-7, their first lead of the game. That's her second three-point attempt, and she nailed the second one. Here's Naomi Reyes off the mark. Rebounded and put up by Jelani Huma.
That was just off the fingertips of Dillard. Unfortunate play for her as, the SaberCats right away get that second chance opportunity in order to get the score.
It's a bit of pressure here for the Bobcats to contend with, as you see Saguaro picking up about 3/4 of the court, and they're just shadowing on defense. Here's Trey Clay on the little give and go, the basket and a foul.
Great play there by the Bobcats. Those free throws are, if I remember correctly, Cibola, with their foul trouble, gave the Cats so many opportunities, and that's how the Cats actually came back and, pulled away with the win because of those free throws. The Cats are very dangerous. You can't pull a hack-a-shack on the Bobcats here because all their free throw shooters are great.
Well, that's what you need to remember, too, if you're Scottsdale Saguaro. Scottsdale Saguaro may be beating Cienega on paper, but that's why they play the game. Cienega's still Cienega. Cienega still has only lost one game.
Well, Trey had a huge game last time. 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 steals. Here she is early converting the three-point play to give the Cats an 11-9 lead. 1:20 on the clock, first quarter. Jenna Marsh on the floor there had the ball moments ago for the SaberCats, and now it's back in Casey Rarick's hands.
Cienega's been playing that man-to-man defense, trying to contain each player here. Ball going to Cienega.
Yeah, it was tipped out. It looked like it was tipped out by Jenna Marsh. And now Cienega with the ball, 1:12 on the clock, an 11-9 lead. Gabby and Kelaiah handling the basketball. Also on the floor, Nisi Smith, Trey Clay, and Ariana Roach, the junior. So 3 juniors, 2 seniors on the floor right now. A lot of experience for these Cienega Bobcats. The SaberCats conversely have a lot of experience of their own, state championship experience. Contested entry pass. Gabby from outside off the mark. Nisi banging low. And she goes up and gets fouled. That's some good scrappiness there by Nisi Smith. In among the trees, as they say, down low. And the foul is called against Jelani Huma. Oh, that's Kylie Davis, excuse me. Her first personal. Team foul number 3 here against the SaberCats. Nisi from the line, 69%, connects on her first free throw. That's her first point of the game. And she was so nice for these Cats all season, but last game in particular, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, contributing for 12 points overall. And of course, that steady senior leadership at the point guard position as Naomi Reyes checks back into the game for the SaberCats. 40 seconds on the clock. Cienega is up 14-9. Jenna Marsh thought about shooting it, decided not to. Now Amber Rollins with the basketball. And here's Casey Rarick. She's a scorer. She's fouled in the act. I think it's Kelaiah Dillard on the foul. Actually, that's Ariana Roach, so Ariana's first foul.
Now last game, she had 20 points and she was 41% on 7 for 17 field goals. Not to mention she had 5 3-pointers, so obviously Rarick's going to be a player to look out for.
Yeah, Casey Rarick, number 11, the senior, and Jelani Huma, number 33, the junior, work so well in tandem as she converts both of her free throws. So her first points of the night. 15 seconds on the clock. Cats up 13-11. Gabby comes out to get the basketball. 8 seconds on the clock. Thinking about what she's going to do. Tight defense there by Jenna Marsh. And Gabby goes to the basket. Off the mark. Trey is fouled, but no call. And you hear Cienega Bobcat fans calling for a foul underneath. And you can see Coach Paul Reed across the way smiling / grimacing a little bit. Surprised there wasn't a call there because Trey did get hacked down low in the paint.
Well, obviously he's going to be grimacing, especially since there's such physical play. You know, Saguaro's going to be smothering each player from Cienega, like, very intensely. And the fact that what matters is this: when they're playing man-to-man and all of a sudden there's an inside play, you know, they're going to focus on about one player to command and conquer.
Now this is a great game so far. Usually, like, if you're watching a boxing match or a tennis match, usually the two boxers usually fill each other out. They just throw a couple jabs in the first couple of rounds, and then they start going with their heavy haymakers and all that good jazz. But straight off the gates, both teams are calling all their plays. Both teams are ready to go.
Yeah, there was none of that feeling out kind of that you will see in like a big prize fight where you have boxers that are kind of just trying to size up their opponent, throw some jabs out there. Not a lot of jabs. Both teams here throwing haymakers, straight overhand rights, and left hooks, and we've seen that here from the early get-go. Casey Rarick from Saguaro with 2 points on 2 free throws. Naomi Reyes, one of their senior captains, 5 points on a 3 and a 2. And Jelani Huma with 4 points. Those are their big 3 players, and they account for about 90% of their points overall. So those are the 3 players to watch out for. The Bobcats, conversely, they're looking pretty good here with 5 players all getting on the ledger in terms of baskets. Nisi Smith, Kelaiah Dillard, Trey Clay, Gabby Benales, and Ariana Roach have all scored for the Cats. Starting 5 back on the floor for Cienega. Reyes off the mark. Good defense there by the Cats. And the ball's off Trey Clay's hands on the rebounds. Since you guys are standing, I guess I'll stand as well. I was trying to sit, but you guys want to stand, we can do that.
This is a standing game.
It is a standing game indeed.
Right, I'm with you, boys. Jason Miller along with Art Mata and Taka Barone. From the outside, it's Jelani Huma. She has 6 points now. Good jump shot, good jump shooter. From the field, she's averaging 40%, and from three-point land, 35%.
She had 14 points last game and 11 rebounds, not to mention 9 assists, so almost a triple-double there.
Cats seem to be having some difficulty kind of penetrating here. The defense. And it is a man-to-man that the SaberCats are playing here. Play in a little bit of trouble, gets it out to Trey, who's so good at handling the basketball for an interior player. And so quick with her hands. Trey now in the paint, posting up, gets hammered. Initiating some contact there on the body.
And Trey Clay, she's the poster girl for this team. She's the name you think of every time you hear Cienega Bobcats girls basketball. So Coach Reed and the other players got to know that she knows how to handle under the pressure, even no sweat whenever she has the ball. So they got to be able to realize how to get her the ball so she can get.
And Trey's so good from the line. Taka, what's she shooting from the free throw line?
She's shooting 66%. You know, she's calm and composed, and she's able to make a shot even if the crowd's acting rather rowdy.
So we have 4 fouls, 14 fouls against Saguaro. Naomi Reyes has 2 on her. She is a key player for them. She is her photograph that you see on the AIA365.com banner, number 30, handling the basketball. Senior with a lot of leadership and a good overall game. Here's Rarick now, dishing it outside, and she threw it away. Kelaiah on the steal, out to Destiny. Destiny, and she dragged that pivot foot. She should have bounced past it or gone up with the layup, but she tried to put on the brakes, and she skidded a little bit. A little fishtailing there in the lane. Unfortunate there, but you know, Kelaiah Dillard, she's averaging 2.3 steals a game. The Bobcats are well known for their speedy play, and not to mention they can steal the ball, which really helps them with transition plays in order to score. Yeah, Cats averaging 15 steals a game. That shot rims out, and Reyes was fortunate she wasn't called for another foul over the back there. Gabby had position on her in the interior, and Reyes went up there to tip the basketball, and Saguaro will remain possession here.
Well, it's more like a tip towards Cienega to get it off of them so they can get possession back of the ball, which is kind of controversial, but yeah, it's a little smart.
And there's Nisi picking up the loose basketball, weaving through traffic like Jimi Hendrix. And there's Destiny on the layup, off the mark. Gabby down low. A basket and a foul. So there it is. Jelani Huma with her first personal. And look at Gabby scrapping down low here. She had such a great game on Tuesday against Cibola, and she's been so steady for this team. A star from the beginning as a freshman, a 4-year starter for this Cienega Bobcat team, and really assuming the leadership mantle for these Cats. Not afraid to mix it up. I mean, she seems so dainty, and her makeup is always perfect, but she's not afraid to bang down low and scrap with other teams, and she needs to do that kind of play here today, and if these Cats are going to move beyond.
Yeah, she's averaging 3.6 rebounds a game, but the last game she had 7, so obviously she's adapting to this kind of tournament environment here, which if you don't play your best, you're going home, and your season's done.
Rarick from outside, and she connects on the 3. She's dangerous from outside. She's shooting 34%. She launches by far the most shots for that team, connecting on 81 now on the season out of 237 three-point attempts. So she's not afraid to bang and shoot from the outside. There's Trey Clay on a nice pass from Gabby. And Trey now has 5 points.
And Cats are doing a nice job of scoring because of their execution. Look at the SaberCats, the way that they're running their offense. They're starting to get a little panicky. If they don't have a set shot within about 8-10 seconds, they'll start to panic and they'll try and force something, which is where all the turnovers come from. Well, Cats are doing a nice job of just keeping the ball where they need it to stay and then making a shot.
Amber Rollins, a double dribble there, so a turnover. Bobcats have the basketball. 5 minutes on the clock, second quarter. Cats on top, 20-16. It's the state semifinal game. At stake is a entry into the state title game here at Jobbing.com Arena Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Everything on the line here. Defending champion Saguaro SaberCats. They do not want to relinquish their title, and they are scrapping here and showing all the ability. Even as a 10 seed, that 10 seed is very misleading. We have a 10 seed tonight in the boys game at 7:45 against Cienega High School. It's Shadow Mountain. They're a 10 seed as well. Both of these teams are not 10 seeds.
No,
I would say
not.
that they're top 3 seeds.
Absolutely not. You know, looking at a schedule from Shadow Mountain and the boys, well, they've played some tough teams. You know, they went against Corona del Sol, if I'm correct, which is one of the best Arizona teams, and they're in Division I. So obviously, they're doing something really right here, especially since they have some experience with their players with a really young team. You know, one of the players they have to look out for is Mike Bibby, which we'll bring up later at 7:45.
Sure. Yeah, the son of one of the all-time greats from the University of Arizona, that 1997 National Championship team. Forever, he will be remembered for bringing that Cat title to Tucson, to the old Pueblo. So Saguaro, they've got scorers, especially Casey Rarick and Jelani Huma, and it always helps to have a go-to scorer. There's no doubt as to who is going to be taking a key shot or a late last-second shot. It's going to be Rarick and it's going to be Huma. Gabby from downtown. All net, but short, and it was tipped out of bounds there. A good try by Ariana Roach to rebound it, but it was outside of her reach.
Well, I didn't even notice the score. This game's so fast-paced. It's 20-16. You know, I've been focusing all on the action rather than the score itself. You know, this is a great game so far.
And I think we're going to have a foul here against Nisi. Rebounded by Kylie Davis.
Davis is averaging 4.9 rebounds a game. Last game, 6 points. And she was 75% with 4 total shots.
Yeah, her primary job is to go in there and rebound the basketball. Naomi Reyes from outside, off the mark. Gabby corrals the rebound. Nisi has 1 foul to her name. Trey Clay and Ariana Roach each have a foul apiece. So 3 team fouls against the Cats. Roach from downtown, and she connects it.
Now Roach is one of those players who comes off the bench and she's able to make a great play, and there's a prime example right there.
She's found her stroke in the playoffs. Perfect timing for Ariana Roach. She really found it in that sectional tournament at Troya High School at Sean Elliott Gym. Here's Rarick from downtown, and she connects it. So Casey Rarick answering on her own. She has 8 points, leading scorer in this ball game.
34%, 82 now. 82 free throws, 3-pointers. So, and she was 5 of 10 last night on 3 points. So,
Gabby with contact, no foul called, and the Bobcats are going to have a turnover here. So Gabby down low did initiate contact, and she had body contact with Naomi Reyes, but there's no foul called. So Saguaro down right now. It's 23-19 Bobcats, but the SaberCats have the basketball. They've got the black and gold jerseys going right to left. The Skinniga Bobcats in white jerseys and white shorts. And we have a lot of the Skinniga fans, the faithful, the parents, right behind us here. The SaberCats brought more students in their student section. Skinniga's at school right now, so a lot of kids waiting to get on the Spirit bus to watch their boys team play tonight. Loose ball, shot blocked by Trey Clay. Amber Rollins had her shot blocked.
Clay showing great awareness there. Initially she wasn't looking, but as soon as she turns around, hands up, and she's able to retain possession of that ball.
Trey's so athletic for an interior player. She can do everything.
And she's got 1 more year with the Bobcats, so the future's looking bright for this girls' team.
Nisi on the travel. Now here comes Destiny Richardson. Destiny is a junior. She is an energy player, not afraid to do all the little things, all the hard work and all the yeoman-like effort, grabbing rebounds, playing defense, diving for loose balls. She's a junior, very intelligent. She's out there on the floor. So the Cats right now, again, 3 juniors, 2 seniors in their lineup. Rarick is looking to shoot. You know she's looking to score. A runner in the lane off the mark. Rebounded by Jelani Huma. And here's Rarick again. Now she draws contact. We'll see who picks up the foul on this one. Ariana Roach, that's her second. Team foul number 4. And Casey will go to the free throw line. She's averaging 78% from the stripe. But you saw it there on back-to-back shots. First it was a 3 off the mark, then it was a runner in the lane, but she got fouled. So she has a shooting mentality. She has no qualms about launching shots up there. Sabrina Hartzell, number 10, coming in for Skinniga. That's her first entry into this ball game. She's an energy player who can handle the basketball. And Jenna Marsh, 15, back on the floor for the Cats, the SaberCats. Destiny the rebounds off the missed shot. So 1 for 2 was Rarick, and she now has 9 points as Nisi initiates contact down low, and Jenna Marsh is going to be called for her first personal foul. That's team foul number 6.
Number 15, Jenna Marsh, first personal, 16 foul. Denisia Smith-Line, shooting 2.
Nisi gets the nice shooter's roll.
69% free throw shooter.
Like most point guards, she shoots at a high percentage from the line. She gets a nice friendly roll there on the second one. So Nisi has 3 points on 3 free throws. The Cats have a 5-point lead, 25-20, with 1:35 on the clock. Jelani Huma outside, gets it to Reyes, and here's Rarick looking to shoot. Cats playing some good defense here. You can see a lot of screens off top here to try to free up these 3-point shooters for the SaberCats.
The Bobcats aren't even giving them an edge. They don't want to get that opportunity like right there.
Oh, an air ball shot up by Casey Rarick. She says, that's my bad. It's not going to stop her from shooting. Bobcats, 1 minute on the clock, up 25-20. Pass intended for Sabrina Hartzell is broken up by Rarick, but it's off her hands. Seneca retains possession down at their end. Gabby inbounding it to Hartzell.
Yeah, Rarick's actually the anchor for this Saguaro team. You know, she does everything. She rebounds, she shoots, and she shoots some more. And not to mention she gets the opportunities to steal and block.
Nice screen by Hartzell. Nisi could have kept going down the lane, but she stopped and held it up. Gabby baseline into Destiny. And Destiny is blocked, but there's a foul. Let's see who this is against. If this is Naomi Reyes, it's not. So the foul is called against Casey Rarick. That's her first. Team foul 7, so that means that Destiny shoots a 1-and-1. And from the line,
Shooting 2.
%51%. So she's off on that. Actually, they called that on a shooting foul. So she gets 2 free throws. Misses the first attempt. And misses the second. So not her strong suit. Saguaro may hold on for a last shot here. Down 5, 22 seconds. Rarick outside, and they set screens for her to free her up for jump shots.
Yeah, Saguaro's just trying to eat up clock right now. You know, that's how they usually play with their offense. They're just passing the ball around.
Gabby with a rejected shot. Reyes from outside. Off the mark. Rebounded by Rarick. Actually, it was rebounded by Amber Rollins.
I think Smith jammed her finger.
There's a lot of confusion here. Saguaro retains possession. Rarick will inbound and look to go someplace on the floor to shoot. There's her screen. Back to the right side. Jump shot is off the mark. Good defense there by the Cienega Bobcats to close out that half.
Yeah, they did a great job of keeping their composure. You know, Saguaro, they're just trying to eat the clock up, and that's the reason why they have so many opportunities. It's because they're just passing the ball around, and once they have that opportunity to shoot, they actually make it.
Well, you see Chris Young here from Saguaro, their coach, lobbying the referee. He was pulling on his suit, saying that, look, they're grabbing her jersey. And all that lobbying that both coaches will do over the course of the game may get them a call at a critical time or a critical juncture in the point of the game. In terms of points, it's Casey Rarick, and she has 9 points. Her teammate, Jelani Huma, who was her second leading scorer, has 6 points. And Naomi Reyes has 5 points. For the Bobcats from Cienega High School, Ariana Roach on 2 threes has 6 points. Gabby has 4 points. Trey Clay has 5. Kelaiah Dillard has a 3. And Nisi Smith with 3 free throws to her name, all tallying up to 25 total points. But a good effort here from Cienega. Not afraid of the moment, not afraid of the magnitude of this moment and the importance and the ramifications in this game. They're used to playing in this arena now, having one game under their belts. I think Tuesday night was a real test for them that gave them a lot of confidence, and they feel comfortable, at least in this environment.
And not to mention they had quite the drive up here, and they didn't have the opportunity to, rest in a Phoenix hotel. While Scottsdale, they could comfortably sleep, and they had an opportunity to, rest before the game.
Right, it's an easy drive for them. So you have you have home cooking. You can sleep in your own bed. You can sleep in comfortably. You can wake up at a normal time. Cienega, I believe, was on the road at 9 a.m. this morning. We were on the road at what time, like 9:30?
9:30-ish.
Okay.
Without the car problem.
That's right. We had a little bit of a tire issue, and thankfully that seems to be resolved. So just thankful that we were able to get up here safely, and Tuesday night to get up here and go back down to Vail safely, and we're hoping for safe travels again tonight. But a big game here, and we'll take a break unless, Art, you have anything to add here before we go into the halftime break.
I'm good.
Good. Jason Miller, Art Mata, Taka Barone. You're watching the Cienega Bobcats in their semifinal game against the Saguaro Sabercats. We'll be back for the second half after this. Okay, second half getting ready to get back underway. And Destiny Richardson will inbound it to Kelaiah Dillard to start things off. Seneca Bobcats going from right to left. Saguaro Sabercats going from left to right. Gabby from downtown. Kapow.
I don't think the clock was running during that.
Okay, so the official's probably going to take a couple of seconds off the clock, but the shot's good. So there's Gabby. Her first 3 of the game, I believe.
Yes, it is.
And she has 7 points now. But the Cats coming out, and Coach Reed is enthusiastic here, excited with how this thing opened up in the second half.
They really need to keep an eye on Rarick because she's going to cause a lot of trouble, especially for the Bobcats.
There's a jump ball. Nisi with some scrappiness. First with a tie-up with Kayla Mullen, and then with a tie-up with Kylie Davis. And the Sabercats will retain possession on the jump ball.
This game's all going to come down to who's the more physical team. They're going to have to make the most sacrifices with their body in order to, get rebounds. Just like that.
Look at Trey fighting all the way down to the floor. Kayla Mullen, it was in a tie-up with her, and now the Bobcats from Seneca will have possession on the possession arrow. But there's Rarick again off the mark. She shoots so much, and she will continue to shoot. Now we see full court pressure. Gabby under some pressure. They break the press. They have a 3-on-1 break now. Kelaiah in the lane. Off. Rebounded by Trey. In the basket.
Oh, this game's starting to get a little out of hand. Cienega's up by 10 points. This is the margin starting to get smaller and smaller for Saguaro to be able to score points and to be able to still have confidence that they can.
You can see the focus here from these Bobcats, looking at the intensity in their eyes. And Trey with 7 points now. 3 layups and a free throw.
Well, if I do say so myself, the Bobcats are a second half team. Initially, they might have some trouble going against this team, but sooner or later they're going to learn about their opponents and they're going to be able to shut them down.
Rarick wide open for 3. She took a bit of a flop there, and she was asking for a foul. So now Casey has 12. Full court pressure here by the Sabercats. And here's Trey mid-court out to Destiny. Destiny into the paint with a jump shot, too strong. Rebounded by Kylie Davis. Davis gets the ball to Jelani Huma. And now the Sabercats looking to score. Rarick is open on the corner there outside in the paint with a floater. It's tipped out by her teammate Kylie Davis. Although they're saying that a Seneca Bobcat player touched it, so the Sabercats will hold. Rarick was open on her last 2 attempts. They're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah, I think the Bobcats are finally able to adapt to how Rarick plays with outside shots. They're going to play a lot more harder on her in order to shut down that perimeter shooting.
The Cats are playing a zone defense here. They're playing a 2-3 zone, and there's some miscommunication up top. Gabby was talking to Ariana, and there's a little bit of confusion here. Rarick's open from behind the arc, calling for the basketball, and just looking for enough space to get her shot off. You can see the screens that the Sabercats set outside, and a double dribble here now against Jelani Huma. Turnover, Bobcat basketball.
Now Coach Young, sooner or later, might have to call a timeout because the Sabercats, let's be honest here, they're starting to lose their composure, and all the momentum's going to the Bobcats. The Bobcats are breaking that full court press that the Sabercats are employing.
Dangerous, some contact there, and a turnover, and now Huma with the basketball, and a layup. So Huma now has 8 points, and Rarick has 12. They're accounting for 20 of the 25 points that the Sabercats have on the ledger. A lot of pressure here, and the Bobcats seem tentative. Another turnover. Kayla Mullen with the basketball. Layup off the mark. And now Nisi looking to run, and Coach Reed doesn't like what he's seeing. He calls a timeout. Full timeout.
That was a great choice by Reed. Like you said, talking before, one of the coaches needed to call timeout just to calm their team down.
And not to mention, I think these referees are really letting them play. Let's be honest here, it's getting really physical there. Maybe a few missed fouls, I don't know, but both teams are making mistakes just because of the sheer intensity and just the sheer physical play that each team is employing in order to really, force the pass in order to get the ball.
Well, the physicality level is going up, and the referees are letting them be more physical. Referees tonight, Nate Phillips and Gary Schwartz, out here officiating this game in the afternoon. I shouldn't say tonight, it's only 3 o'clock. But Coach Reed calling a timeout. There are a couple of things that he has to resolve here. Number one, how can you stop, how can you beat this press here? So the SaberCats have been successful on back-to-back possessions, generating turnovers. They have one layup to show for it, one missed layup. But the fact that they are creating turnovers and getting steals is important for what they do. They average, I think it's 16 steals per game, actually 14 steals a game. Cienega very similar to them. They average 15 steals a game. So when you look at these teams again on paper, the SaberCats averaging 56 points per game, and Cienega, if I had my stat sheet, oh, here it is. They're averaging 57.9, I think, points a game. So very similar, at least on paper. Oh, a travel here against Kelaiah. Coach Reed is trying to calm things down here, see if they can weather this storm.
And this game's going to all come down to which coach has conditioned their players the best, because Cienega is obviously a very well-conditioned team. Saguaro right now, they're just speedy fast. They're right on target with everybody. They're just trying to shut down Cienega. Cienega has to figure out how they're going to shut down Saguaro and their speed. And, it really comes down to see if Coach Young has conditioned his players well enough in order to keep up this fast play.
I think so, and he called a 30-second timeout there, probably to call a play and draw something up here to get a basket and narrow this deficit from 5 points down to 3 points or 2 points potentially if they hit a three-pointer. Casey Rarick, she's a player to watch out for. She has 12 points. Her teammate number 33, Jelani Huma, the junior, has 8 points. In tandem, they have 20 points. Naomi Reyes accounting for the other 5 on a 3 and a 2. Basket by Kayla Mullen. That's her first points of the game.
And Mullen's averaging 3.4 points a game. Last game, she only got 1 point. That was off of a free throw. And a mistake by the Bobcats, and that's going to give the SaberCats another possession.
So a little bit of jittery here and a little bit of shakiness with the possessions, and that was another turnover, and that was Kelaiah dragging her foot on a travel. SaberCats can bring this even closer, and now a traveling call against Jelani Huma. So the Bobcats will have the basketball. 4:14 on the clock, third quarter. Cienega cradling a 3-point lead.
And for both teams, little mistakes by the other teams, that like a travel like that. But Saguaro had a golden opportunity just to get themselves back into the game, and they let it slip through their hands. Both teams need to be able to take advantage of those opportunities like that.
Well, it's tricky. You see the SaberCats here picking up the trap at half court, and the Bobcats are trying to figure out how to solve that riddle. They're not comfortable with it yet, and they're having a tough time generating their offense and initiating their offense. There you see Nisi lose the basketball. That doesn't happen. Casey Rarick picked her pocket. Jelani Huma had her pocket picked. And now Trey picks up a foul. That's against Kayla Mullen. That's her second foul.
I'm going to say this right now. This game right here, the tactics are going to kind of be similar to World War I. Right now in the center court, it's no man's land because of the great defense by Saguaro. In order for Cienega to really make a play, they're going to have to get the ball deep and inside the paint, or, just take free throws in order to score, because right now, Saguaro, they're just shutting them down with their speed and their zone defense, which is really causing Cienega players to panic.
Well, Trey generating contact down low. Kylie Davis was on her body. Are you saying this is going to be a trench warfare?
It's going to be a trench warfare.
Where you have to generate points down in the paint?
Exactly. And, I'm going to be honest here, there's a lot of missed calls that the refs are, not seeing here.
Well, they're going to let them play. They're not going to let this game, they're not going to be the people to decide this game. They want the players to decide it, so they're going to let them play.
Jelani Huma over to Naomi Reyes. Back outside, here's Kayla Mullen, and Mullen hits the outside shot. So the SaberCats now just down a single point. Mullen now has 4 points. She has 4 points here in the second half. And she's averaging 3-point something a game. Here's Huma with a steal and a layup.
Coach Reed needs to call a timeout of what she does because the Bobcats are they're in panic mode right now. They're in an 8-0 run. The SaberCats are in an 8-0 run, so they really need to get their composure together if they want to win this game.
Well, Huma has 10 now. Rarick has 12. Mullen has 4. And the 4 have come here in the second half at a crucial juncture in this game. The Sienega Bobcats are askew, off-kelter, discombobulated, disoriented, and they have to get things back on track. They're completely out of sync right now, and they have to get back on the same page and figure out how to generate offense, how to create, and how to protect the basketball because they've been very sloppy here in the second half. And I give a lot of credit to Saguaro's enigmatic defense here. Sphinx-like in its shape. 30-second timeout. You see the SaberCat fans across the way, outnumbering Sienega's fans. They brought more students here. I'd say they have about 60 or 75 students alone. And the Bobcats have nary a student. Everybody's at class right now at Sienega, which the last bell will sound off in about 2 minutes.
Spirit Bus is leaving at 4:30, so.
Spirit Bus coming for the boys as reinforcements. You wonder if some student participation here would help these Sienega girls. It's all them. It's all on their shoulders, and nobody's going to help them. They've got to figure this out on their own.
Oh, dear.
Nearly a turnover.
That was Rarick there with the steal, almost the steal.
You can see the look of confusion and uncertainty here. Gabby is going to have to assume more of the ball handling responsibilities. And now you have Trey at half court, just barely breaking that trap. Destiny with a layup. Her first basket of the game.
They just got to get it past center court if the Bobcats want to win this game. You know, there's 4 people right there, and you know what? Each player that's in that center court, they're getting double teamed, triple teamed, maybe even quadruple teamed. So Sienega really needs to get that ball to the other side.
Huma gets the shooter's roll, and she's got 12 points now. See the deflections, you see the hands up, you see the defense. That's suffocating really at half court. Another turnover. This will be a jump ball. And the SaberCats will have the basketball now. They're up a point, 33-32, 1:54 on the clock in the third quarter. In terms of offense and what they want to do, the SaberCats have been running their offense. That's a flop, and we're seeing a foul called here. They're going to call a foul against, I think, Kelaiah. I thought it was a flop myself.
Yeah, I saw that
agree
from
with
here
that.
too.
That's team foul number 1, personal foul 1 against Kelaiah. Some gamesmanship happening here. Off the mark is Reyes, and now Trey is able to corral that loose ball, handling the basketball. So the trap is off here, and now Nisi will run the point. Calling a play here in the half-court offense. You see Coach Reed, very professorial, kneeling down in front of his bench. And now we have a reach-in foul going against Saguaro. So that's Jelani Huma. Oh, sorry, Kayla Mullen called for the foul. That's her third. Second team foul here against the SaberCats. Some contact there over the back against Trey, who's getting harassed every time she's in the paint.
I'm not sure about that call right there, Jason. The charging foul right there, I don't know.
No, well, the Cats need to realize that the calls aren't normally going to go to their side at this point, so they can't let the game be decided by the refs. They got to make some luck of their own.
Yeah, I didn't see that as an offensive foul, but that's what the call was. So Gabby picks up her first, and now the Cats have 2 against them. Rarick from downtown, too strong, and a nice rebound by Nisi in the paint. The Cats have not been able to have a lot of fast break opportunities. Nisi with the hesitation. Trey with the battle. And a basket!
What a great play there. Great physical play. Able to get that second chance opportunity. That's just what the Bobcats needed to get back into this game.
And a roar from Trey. The emotion here pulsating through her body as she has to scrap and fight for everything down low. Cienega got a 1-point lead. Make it 2 on the free throw.
Now the Bobcats really have to shut down the SaberCats here. If they're not able to shut them down for the next 30 seconds, you know, the SaberCats are going to continue having those the SaberCats will continue to have momentum, there, in order to score more points and, you know, really cause a shock factor against these Bobcats, especially while playing on defense.
They've claimed momentum here in the second half. Make no doubt about that. Casey Rarick with the basketball. She's cradling it in her right hand. Gives it to Jelani Huma. And Destiny goes out to play some close defense on her. Now watch the screening up here up top. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Rarick with the elbow on a push-off. Unbelievable here that they're calling a foul against Cienega. Unbelievable.
I think I saw, and she's down on the court. I'm not sure.
Unbelievable. So Trey Clay here called for a blocking foul.
And I think that's Rarick down on the court right
now. It is Rarick down on the floor. But that's twice now we've seen her go down hard.
Actually, it was more like 4 times.
And in both of the recent cases, they both appear to be flops.
I mean, I saw a similar tactic with Miami Heat. It's unfortunate.
Well, first she had an elbow first that she was using to push off on the defender to try to create some space for her. And then when she wasn't getting the space that she needed in the separation, then she pulled a flop. And the referee calling a blocking foul.
Oh, maybe he saw something we didn't. He's got the best seat in the house.
Good denial there by Trey Clay, and they don't even get a shot off. So Naomi Reyes had the basketball in the paint, but no chance to get a shot off. The score after 3, Bobcats 35, SaberCats 33. It couldn't be any closer. Officiating becoming a storyline here.
It really is.
As we go deeper into this ball game.
Many missed calls, many questionable calls. But as Art said before, you know, the ref has the best seat in the house. Maybe they're seeing something that we're not.
Well, it's gut check time. Everything is going to be coming down late to the game.
Well, this is where you earn your money.
Neither team is going to separate themselves and break away from this. It's going to be a drag-them-out affair, possession by possession. And these players on both teams are going to have to dig deep within themselves and draw out whatever they have inside of them. But the concentration, the focus, the effort, the energy, the resiliency has to be there within each of these players in their hearts and minds and their bodies, and they've got to leave it all out here on the floor today.
8 minutes. This will determine who will be going to the state championship and who will have a ride home to the end of their season.
So much at stake here. A berth in the state finals looming for the winner of this game. Cienega the 3rd seed, Saguaro the 10 seed. Bobcats basketball. Gabby hesitant, Trey banging down low, getting double teamed. They called her for a traveling violation. Boy, she just gets so harassed every time that she's down on the low block, and that's part of the game plan here.
That's a 2-point deficit. Saguaro trailing 33-35. Oh, look at that.
Nisi had it in her hand for a moment, and there's another flop, and now we have a hand check call going against Nisi. That's her 2nd foul. So 4 team fouls here against Cienega. The SaberCats have 3 against them. Rarick with the basketball over to Huma. Ball fake and a shot in the paint, off the mark. Gabby with some contact, the rebound, and now they're looking to run. She's got Trey down on the block if she looks for her. And they'll reset their offense up top.
That's what the SaberCats are anticipating, the ball to go to Trey. Trey's an inside player, and, you know, the fact of the matter is if Trey has an opportunity to make a shot, she will make it. So they have to double team her. And it'll be a foul on SaberCats.
Yeah, that's Naomi Reyes on the reach-in. That's her third personal, fourth team foul here against the SaberCats.
And the Bobcats got to hold on to the ball because Saguaro's doing a nice job of scoring points. And it doesn't matter who has the ball. They're going to find a way to get it to the basket. So Cats got to play keep away down late in the fourth quarter. They got to make sure that Saguaro doesn't have a lot of time to make a point.
A lot of jostling down low before that inbound pass. Here's Gabby outside. She had a chance for it. And now she's in the paint, and now she generates contact and a basket.
Wow.
Yes, she does.
What a play. Wow.
Indeed. Neat.
Well, that's 4 fouls now against Naomi Reyes. So she has 4. She picked up her third moments ago. Now she has 4. And here's Gabby generating contact and going to the line. 9 points for Gabby. 82% from the free throw line. And she gets the shooter's roll.
And the Bobcats are on a 5-0 run right now. They really regained the momentum against the SaberCats.
Well, with some stifling defense here and another basket, they can get some separation. Give themselves some cushion. Casey Rarick with the basketball. She's looking to shoot. Every time she dishes, it's almost like a mirage. Nisi battling, taps it back out, and now she has to scrap, and they're calling for a reach-in foul again.
And, you know, that's, you know, obviously the calls are getting very questionable if Coach Reed's questioning them. You know, Coach Reed, he's usually just chill on the sideline. However, he actually had something to say there. That's something really unusual.
Well, it was a loose ball. You had the ability to go for the basketball, and that's what they were doing. So to call a reach-in foul on Nisi, who is the most critical player on the floor for the Cats. And now we have another foul here. This one's against Ariana Roach. 6 fouls now, 16 fouls going against the Bobcats. That's 3 fouls against Ariana. And you can hear the Bobcat faithful losing their minds behind us here at the discrepancy and disparity in these foul calls. And Rarick, who's like a soccer player, mastering the flop.
Yeah, it's unfortunate what she's doing here. She's a great player, but just unsportsmanlike behavior like that leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Reyes over the back here. Now that should be 5 on her. We'll see what it is.
Loose ball foul number 30, Naomi Reyes. 4th personal. 16 foul.
Okay, so that's 4 on Reyes. My ledger is slightly off here, but we do have 16 fouls going against the SaberCats. Now you see Saguaro picking up full court pressure. The trap has been so effective for them. Gabby now initiating contact here. You see Rarick with a huge flop again. And Gabby did initiate some contact with the elbow, so lucky she didn't have an offensive foul called against her. But Rarick has mastered the flop. Trey with the rebound. Off the mark, tips it to herself, goes up, puts it up and in.
Well, those are the type of plays that the refs can't call that. They can't call anything against that. Those are the type of plays that the Cats need to get. You can't let the refs decide the game. Players got to decide the game.
There's 12 points here for Trey Clay. And a screen there, setting up Rarick. Nisi with the basketball, and it's a good job by Rarick to tie her up and get possession here.
That ball's going to Saguaro with that jump ball call.
Right.
I'm just not gonna say anything about the officiating right now.
Well, that was a clean tie-up at least. Every possession, so much pressure on both of these teams. Davis with the basketball. Kayla Mullen now loses it. And they're going to call a foul here against Trey. So Trey has 3 fouls now, and the Cats have 3 players with 3 fouls. Nisi Smith with 3, Trey Clay with 3, Ariana Roach with 3. Kayla Mullen shoots a 1-and-1 because the SaberCats are now in the bonus. And she misses.
The Bobcats have the momentum here. You know, you notice how, you know, even though there's some very physical play and some questionable calls,
Boy,
they're maintaining their possession. I mean, their composure.
so much flopping here. And Mullen had fallen onto the floor, and then she gets back up again, and now she picks up a foul, and that's her 4th personal foul. So here comes Jenna Marsh, the sophomore, number 15. And the SaberCats run a 7-player rotation, just like Sienega runs a 7-player rotation.
And keep an eye out on the scoreboard, fellas. 7-7 on the foul. Both of them have bonuses. You know, foul trouble is going to be a factor here. What a rebound. Wow, look at that.
Trey Clay putting this basketball team on her broad shoulders.
It's 9-0 run right now for the Bobcats. All the momentum is shifting to the Bobcats.
9-point lead, 42-33. Rarick in the paint. Trey Clay with the rebound. Gets it to Kelaiah. And Clay is feeling it here, as is the crowd, as is Coach Reed. Clapping, imploring his players here to get a basket, get some more separation. Kelaiah in the paint. Layup off the mark. Trey tips it to herself. She bangs. She gets hammered. She gets banged a second time, and here's a foul.
I'm sorry, but that's, I'm going to be honest here, that's one hit too late. She was obviously fouled with the first shot.
Be honest, Taka. We want you to be honest and open with us. That's 2 fouls against Kylie Davis. 18 fouls going against Saguaro. And now here we have Trey going to the line, and she's a 66% free throw shooter.
She is.
She's been the difference here today. And she hits the first one.
And that's a 10-point run for the Bobcats right there.
Number 30, Naomi Reyes. Returns to the floor for 32.
15 points for Trey. Saguaro calls a timeout. And now you hear the Bobcat fans making some noise here. They're feeling it. Up 10 points. When we come back from this timeout, Trey will have another free throw opportunity to extend that lead even further. The Cats now up to 10, their largest lead of the ball game.
4:13 left, and you know anything can happen. Just, you know, we can't count the SaberCats down and out already because they're a very dangerous team, especially with perimeter shooting. So we got to keep an eye out on them.
Well, the 3-point shot gets you back into a ball game very quickly, and even though Rarick has not had a great night shooting, she still has 3 3-pointers. Her teammate Jelani Huma is also the other 3-point threat. Both of those girls shooting from 3-point land at 34% and 35% respectively, but Rarick shooting a significantly amount higher number of 3-pointers with 236 coming into tonight, plus her 3 here today. She's at 239 3-pointers attempted, and she's connected on 83 of them. So she will shoot, she will bomb, and she is not hesitant or reluctant at all to shoot. I think Mr. Magoo's in the house, as we see up there on the overhead scoreboard. Roadhogs.
Oh, gosh. I didn't even notice until he pointed that out to me.
Old Magoo, he's a great driver in traffic. He never really seems to know where he's going, but he always gets to his destination. And here's Trey Clay for a big free throw here. And she misses the second one. And now Nailani Reyes gives it over to Jelani Huma. Huma's guarded by Nisi. The whole offense here is predicated on how do you find Casey Rarick and get her the basketball. She's got it in her hands now, so good with the dribble, back to her left, throws it up and gets a basket.
Now the key for the Bobcats here to put it away is possession. They need to keep the ball as long as they can and score eventually.
Right, good defense there by Jenna Marsh to tip the ball out of bounds. The referee's right there. It happened right in front of us. Bobcats up 8 points, 43-35. Nisi on the inbound. There's Trey to Gabby. Gabby can penetrate and score if she wants to.
Oh, look at that.
Adiana for 3. It is good. What a huge shot for Adiana Roach. That's her third three-pointer, and it couldn't have come at a bigger time for the Bobcats. No hesitation for her.
Nope.
What a bonus for her with her 3-point shooting. Jelani Huma answers back with her own 3.
Wow, what a great shot there by the SaberCats. They're, you know, initially there's some momentum for the Bobcats, but now the SaberCats have calmed down, and she was able to drain that 3.
Here's Kelaiah Dillard for 3. And she's feeling it. 6 points, her second 3 here. Bobcats up 11. 3 minutes, which is an eternity in basketball, especially when you have an opponent that can shoot the 3 as well as these SaberCats do. Rarick generating contact. I didn't see the contact, But there's the foul against Kelaiah, and now you have a great free throw shooter in Casey Rarick at 78%, who will have 2 free throws.
Jason and Taka, you guys ever see the old Will Ferrell movie Kicking and Screaming?
Yes, I have.
Remember their soccer game plan?
Yeah.
Pass to the Italians?
That's exactly what they're doing here.
That's it.
They're passing it to Rarick.
They're stealing their scheme.
Well, that was a spectral foul, a phantom foul, a ghost-like foul. I didn't see any contact, but there was the call. And Kelaiah has 2 against her as Rarick converts the second free throw. She's got 15 points. 10 points, getting a Bobcat lead, 49-39. Crunch time here at Jobbing.com Arena. Clay with a stutter step, off the mark, tips it to herself, she scraps, and she retains possession. The ball was forced out there by Rarick, who is also down low, fighting for that loose ball. Trey Clay is saying, look, she's grabbing my arm right here, like, call the foul. A little bit of lobbying there with the official, Nate Phillips, who's down along the baseline. Gabby with the basketball in her hands. Out to Nisi. Nisi in the lane. She had her pocket picked by Rarick. Ariana down on the floor. It's a, what's the call here?
I saw a reach-in and then a jump ball. I'm not sure what happened. They're calling a reach-in.
So they called Trey, who was nowhere near the action. And that's now 4 fouls against Trey Clay. And Coach Reed is going to pull her off the floor. Talk about major significance here.
She's been really carrying this team so far this game, She's been making all the crucial baskets inside the paint, and she's been rebounding, and she's just playing physical.
Naomi Reyes, 73% at the line for a 1-and-1. And she gets the shooter's roll. But some questionable calls, especially here in the second half. I didn't see Trey near the basketball. It was a tie-up for a loose ball, and it was Ariana Roach involved from the Bobcats. And the foul is called against Trey, who has to sit here. They've got to buy some time for her. And Naomi Reyes shoots both free throws. So there you go, a senior leader making them both. And pressure here and a turnover. And contact, but no call. And then I think a Bobcat had touched that basketball. 8-point game. And closer than that. Inbound to Reyes, and she converts on the basket.
Full court press here. Let's see how they do it. It's man-to-man full court press. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. She had a man wide open. A great shot by Richardson.
Destiny with a big shot in transition. And we talked about her ball handling this year, how much it's improved. Last year that would never have happened. So a huge basket. Jelani Huma with a nice ball fake there in a layup. She's feeling it here, especially in the second half. And Nisi with the basketball has to keep things under control for this Bobcat team.
Oh, look at that. Great pass there. The SaberCats are implementing a full court press man-to-man, and that's really giving the Bobcats no breathing room to
oh, baby. There's Kelaiah Dillard with a layup. So smooth, so poised. 8-point lead, 53-45, 1:25 on the clock.
If the SaberCats want anything to happen here, they're going to have to make a huge play here. If they don't make it, let's see what the shot call is. And it's going to be a foul on Cienega.
Well, pick a player. There's contact initiated by Casey Rarick. Surprise, surprise. This one's on Ariana Roach. That's her 4th.
And Cienega is over the foul limit now.
Well, they're going to have to keep her on the floor. She's one of their best three-point shooters, and she's also a good ball handler, is Ariana.
And 7 points separate the SaberCats and the Bobcats right now.
Trey is brought in here for rebounding purposes. Coach Reed is trying to protect her to keep her on the floor. Rarick hits both.
And the SaberCats are going to implement a double team here, some jostling here. Good job by Clay. I'm surprised there was not a foul. And there's the foul called right there.
She's gone. So goodbye, Naomi. 5 fouls against Naomi Reyes. That's her 5th. Now stepping in for the first time is number 25, Ricky Silver. She's a senior guard at 5'6". And Rarick, by the way, has 17 points in a variety of forms, many of them coming from the free throw line. She's got 6 points just on free throws, 3 threes, and a layup. 17 for her. And Trey Clay makes her first free throw. So she's brought in there for a couple of reasons. She's brought in there to rebound and play defense, but she's also on the floor because she's a great free throw shooter down the stretch.
Yeah, that's, she's the worst player you can foul. I'm not sure what Saguaro's defense is doing right now. Maybe they're going to try to foul, but, if they're going to foul anybody, just make sure it's not Clay, because that's going to be a mistake. That's going to put the nail on the coffin.
Trey Clay, 17 points. Jelani Huma gets it to Casey Rarick. Rarick in the paint. Throws it up and gets the roll. She's got 19 now. SaberCats down 6, but the full court pressure is there. Kelaiah is dribbling the basketball and shielding her defender expertly here. Such crucial minutes here and so much pressure and strain on the ball handler. Contact initiated there again, and Jelani was galling for the turnover, but she tipped it out of bounds. So Skinniga's up by 6. It's 55-49. 48.8 seconds on the clock. Nisi will inbound it.
Now these next passes, they have to be precise. They need to make sure that they don't have any lead to them. They have to be precise right to the player because, with that full court, the smothering, and they're calling a traveling call, but with that smothering defense, any kind of error, it'll lead to an easy opportunity for Saguaro to score.
So Nisi with the travel. Cats here might be playing a little bit of too much.
The clock's not. Oh, never mind. Just completely forgot
okay,
that.
But it
ball rolling.
Maybe a little bit too much of, hey, let's kill the clock here, which they have to do. Rarick from the corner, wide open, too short. Nisi with the rebound, and she's fouled by Amber Rollins. That's her first. So now Nisi will go to the free throw line, and I think that's team foul number 10. So it is team foul number 10. Double bonus here. Nisi will shoot 2 from the free throw line, and she's a 69% free throw shooter. So one of the better ones on this team. Although she's been short on her last 2 attempts. Feeling the pressure, no doubt. She just has to loosen up a little bit, maybe bend her knees down a little bit lower and be relaxed, take a breath and get that shot off. She has 3 points. They're all on free throws. Oh, and it rolls out. Big miss here. Jelani Huma, her teammate Rarick sets a screen, and Huma from outside, off the mark. Clay tips it. Silver passes down to the baseline. Huma throws it up, rebounded. Here it is by Kelaiah. 15 seconds and counting.
She's got to
down
play
to
on the
Trey.
right side.
Cross midcourt, 10 seconds and counting. And Trey gets fouled, and you can feel it now here. The parents, the fans rising in unison, cheering as they feel it. It's so close.
Nine seconds away.
9 seconds. And there's the roll. Huge, a huge game by Trey Clay. We're going to talk to her after the game. She has 18 points here tonight, and a sterling effort in terms of rebounds, steals, and blocked shots. And she connects on both of them. The 2 biggest free throws she'll take all season. Cats up 8. 8 seconds on the clock.
Cienega has to be careful not to foul here. And that'll do it.
Punch your ticket. The Cats are going to the state title game. They've dethroned the defending champion, Saguaro SaberCats, and they've done it on the biggest stage here under the most pressure that they've faced the entire season. These number 3 Cienega Bobcats from Vail, Arizona have punched their ticket to the big dance. Saturday, it's an early one, it's a matinee, but a 9 o'clock game here at Jobbing.com Arena, and Trey Clay with 20 points here. Cats, you can see them now celebrating jubilantly, and we're going to grab them for interviews here post-game. We'll bring them over here to the table, just like we did it last time. I don't know if you want to grab them, but let's see if we can get Trey and Gabby and Kelaiah and maybe Nisi. I mean, it's up to you, but let's get 4. We'll bring them over here to our table, and we'll talk to them in a couple of minutes. All right, well, there you see Whitney Holland. All right, girls, good job. And Nimra Hassi, the assistant principal, to be principal at Cienega High School, so involved with the athletic program. And these girls, from beginning to end of the season, have been magnificent. The ride continues for one more day. And I can't say enough, Taka, about the resiliency, the composure, the makeup of this team to withstand the pressure when everything was falling apart and the wheels were coming off the wagon, to be able to weather that storm and come out here victoriously on top.
You know, Coach Reed has done an outstanding job this year, taking over the reins of the Cienega girls team, which has been known for, you know, a great